the new reform in Europe. This is very important, but not crucial. The real crucial point, the key point for the new Europe and for the new Italy is image, an idea of a future focused on the ability to invest in the new generation and not simply to maintain the traditional approach in which future is a problem. And if this could be possible, I think Italy is a great country, not for the culture, not for the values, not for the music, but it's a great country because Italy in the past was the place in which was possible invest in innovation. And I believe for my children, Italy will be an innovation lab and not a museum. And this is the reason for the which we serve this country and for the which we change with the structural reforms the traditional country. Very beautiful. But the best moment for Italy is not yesterday, will be tomorrow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister, thank you very much for this impressive speech, first. Second, you mentioned a lot of reforms, and you achieved a lot in nearly 1 year. Some would say you achieved more than all your predecessors in the entire mandate. For example, reforms such as the reform on the labor market. And now, please, Prime Minister, let us ask, what is your next reform high on your priority list to improve Italians' competitiveness?
I have a long list. Labor market, yes. Realized fiscal system, public administration. I prefer school and education and the university reform, constitutional reform, electoral reform. But let me be very clear. I think the most important structural reform for Italy will be credibility. Because we lost a lot of opportunities in the past for lack of credibility. We lost a lot of opportunities because the government changed, because we didn't respect in the past every deal. So this is the time in which very important labor market, very important justice, very important public administration, very important education, but the first structural reform for us will be the credibility, and the credibility for Italy is the key point for the future.
Great, particularly because, the headline is new global context, but the meta message of this annual meeting is how to deal with the decline of trust. So it's excellent to hear something about this. And you have been successful on your national level with your national reforms. But at the same time, last year was the semester of the Italian presidency of the EU. And you have been successful as well, given the new interpretation of the Growth and Stability Pact. And traditionally, the annual meeting is a place to strengthen our hope into Europe. You started in your speech. And particularly into the Eurozone, given all the anti-discussions like Greece, incoming elections, like the exchange rates of the currency, given here in Switzerland. So my question is, how can you foster our trust into Europe and the Eurozone?
I'm not very happy for the results of presidency of Italy. I'm not very diplomatic, and so I think the results are 50% good and 50% bad. Why? Because we convinced the other colleagues to invest in innovation and in growth. The Pact of Stability in the bureaucratic expression of Europe is not Pact of Stability, it's Pact of Stability and Growth. But in the past, they cut growth and they cut the G of growth. So we come back to the importance of growth with the investment plan of Jean-Claude Juncker. We come back to a new role, I believe, for the European Central Bank. We try to combine together the necessity of good result for the budget with the attention to investment and growth. But I believe Europe in this moment must change the red tape of bureaucracy. If Europe is only bureaucracy, Europe is finished. So I think the Gasperi, Adenauer, or Mitterrand call didn't build Europe to become a place of bureaucratic discussions, but for an ideals and for economic interest. Now I think 12 months in front of us will be crucial, because if we give an hope with the European Central Bank, if we finally concrete the process of investment of Jean-Claude Juncker, and if we reduce the spread, the real spread in this moment is not between Bund and Titoli di Stato. In this moment, spread is the dreams of the citizens and from the expectation of the citizen, above all young citizens, and the concrete results of European leaders. If we reduce this spread with a different approach in bureaucracy in Europe, I think we will win. For the moment, I think is 50%, 50-50 as a result of Italian presidency.
Okay, so thank you very much. So after discussing the Italian reforms, the issues on the European level, allow me a more personal question as a last question. So the annual meeting is always about leadership. And here in the audience, in the respected audience, we have a lot of leaders, business leader, political leader, leader of the civil society. And they are here today to discuss the new global context and all the challenges we are facing, the crisis and the economic challenges. So I would like to ask you, as a leader of an important country like Italy, an important region like Europe, would you share one of your leadership moments you have had in the past in your new role as a Prime Minister of Italy, so that we can learn something for all the issues, all the challenges we try to address with this annual meeting?
It's not easy to give a brief answer. I think that this is a moment in which really we can build a piece of new international order. Really in every part of the world. And I know it's not easy. If I think about Libya, I know the new international order is not very clear, because 3 years ago, NATO decided to strikes in Libya, and now the situation, and it was good to remove a danger and a dangerous leader. But now, if I think about Libya, I know this is the place from which we can receive a global attack, because a lot of instability in Libya could be a problem for every country in Europe. Just one example. So I know there are a lot of problems, but I believe in face the new challenges, I think politics come back. This is very important. For a lot of years, maybe somebody also here think, the future is economy. It's not correct. It's not true. Economy is very important. But without a political leadership, we are not in condition to invest in a different world. So my personal point of view is that after a lot of events, also the last event in Paris, there are the ability to understand, finally, politicians and politics come back to play a key role. Obviously, this means we must absolutely change laws and change difficult situation, but also give a vision. And exactly this is the strategy today. My country is famous around the world for the division. in every city, not only in the soccer stadium, but in the discussion, in the public debate. Italy is famous as a country of divisions. I hope Italy could come back, offer a vision, not only a division, a vision focused on the new Renaissance. I was the former mayor of Florence. Renaissance was decisive for economy, for culture, for ideals, when decided to invest in the quality of values and in the quality of a human being. I hope this could be a period in which a new Renaissance could change the situation around the world. Obviously, depend on the quality, on the dreams, but also the concrete projects. I'm not believable if I don't change structural reforms in my country. We started, now is the time in which we must implement these reforms, but combined together, concrete and dreams is the only way today in the difficult times, but also in the exciting times.
So thank you very much, Prime Minister, and we are just in time. First, thank you very much.
For Italy, it's not normal. So
that's a question of credibility. So I think we delivered at this moment. And second, so I wish you all the luck for your people in Italy, for the people in Europe, and for the people on a global level. Thank you very much. You are the new face of Italy. You are the leader, and hope you see you soon, maybe here on the stage at our next annual meeting. Thank you very much.
Good deal. Thank you.
Good day. This is Numbers Man here on the 21st of January 2015. It is a week of the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. We'll be reporting on it from time to time across our Bostonred Network, which Numbers Man is part. Bostonred in the World will have daily updates, almost daily at least, from the World Economic Forum. And we'll have some also on Bostonred, probably the part that Al Gore, the former presidential candidate in 2000, will present on global warming. It is a piece of the economic pie. This is the iHeart Spreaker edition, a little different edition, and we'll combine some of it with the original broadcast that we did on Sunday. However, though, we are updating here with some of the latest economic data that we have out here. We'll talk a little about the beige book that is from the Fed. But first, let's start with the IMF and global conditions here. And we'll bring it out, relying on the Reuters network at this point in time. The International Monetary Fund has lowered its global economic growth forecasts on Tuesday, and central banks pursue accommodation. In the U.S., that was called quantitative easing. The global growth projection is 3.5% for 2015 and 3.7% for 2016. That's in the latest outlook, and that is a lowering of 0.3% for both years. New factors supporting growth and lower oil prices, also depreciation of the euro and the yen, more than offset by